Hello friends, so welcome to this video lecture. So in this today's video lecture we are going to discuss the multiple choice questions which are frequently asked in the university examination. So in today's video lecture we are going to discuss the MCQs for chapter number 7, engine performance. So let's start. So first, brake specific fuel consumption is defined as brake specific fuel consumption is defined as fuel consumption per hour, fuel consumption per kilometer, fuel consumption per brake power, fuel consumption per brake power hour. So the correct answer is the fuel consumption per brake hour. Getting brake specific fuel consumption, shortly it is a BSFC, is defined as fuel consumption per brake power hour. So as we know that brake specific fuel consumption is nothing but the ratio of fuel consumption per unit time mentioned in kg per hour to the power produced by engine in kilowatt. So it is mentioned in kg per kilowatt hour. So the brake specific fuel consumption is nothing but the fuel consumption per brake per hour. Getting? So it is a measure of fuel efficiency of engine or any prime mover. Getting? It is a measure of fuel efficiency of engine or any prime mover that burns fuel and produces the rotational or shaft power. That is known as the brake specific fuel consumption. How efficiently fuel is to be consumed to produce the power, that is nothing but the brake specific fuel consumption. Second, the indicated power is directly proportional to torque, air consumption, cylinder peak pressure, none of the above. So the correct option is B, air consumption. Indicated power is directly proportional to air consumption. So as we know that indicated power is nothing but a sum which is consumed in overcoming the friction between moving parts and the sum in the process of inducting the air and exhausting the products of the combustion from the combustion chamber. So in this manner the indicated power is directly proportional to the air consumption. More the air consumption, more the indicated power. Means the better utilization of the air, that will be results in the increase in the indicated power. So third, the volumetric efficiency of well designed engine is in the range of 30 to 40%, 40 to 60%, 60 to 70%, 75 to 90%. So the correct option is D, 75 to 90%. So the volumetric efficiency of well designed engine is in the range of 75 to 90%. Correct. It is in between 75 to 90%. In some cases it is up to the 95%, and remaining 5% or 10%, that will be the loss, that is known as the pumping loss, which is to be in the terms of the loss that will occur due to the inducting the air or air fuel mixture from the intake valve, that is known as the pumping loss. So what is the volumetric efficiency? So volumetric efficiency indicates the breathing ability or breathing capacity of the engine. Volumetric efficiency which indicates the breathing ability or breathing capacity of the engine. So volumetric efficiency of an engine is an indication of degree to which the engine fills its shaped volume. It is an indication of degree to which engine fills its shaped volume, that is nothing but the volumetric efficiency. Another way we can define the volumetric efficiency. So volumetric efficiency is defined as ratio of the mass of the air inducted into the engine cylinder during the suction stroke to the mass of the air corresponding to the shaped volume. That is nothing but the volumetric efficiency. Next, brake thermal efficiency of SI engine usually varies between 25 to 30%, 30 to 60%, 60 to 80%, more than 80%. So the correct option is A, 25% to 30%. So what is thermal efficiency? So thermal efficiency of engine is defined as ratio of output to that of chemical energy input in the form of fuel supply. Getting, it is nothing but a ratio of the output power, getting output power to the chemical energy input in the form of fuel, means how fuel is to be burned, getting fuel is to be burned, that is the input power. Burning of the fuel is the input power, and output power, that is will be produced by the engine. So on the basis of the brake power, on the basis of the indicated power, again thermal efficiency is the brake thermal efficiency or indicated thermal efficiency. Getting, so brake thermal efficiency generally it is varies between 25 to 30%. Next, the types of the absorption dynamometers are Prony brake, rope brake, hydraulic brake, all of the mentioned. So the answer is D, all of the mentioned. So this Prony brake, rope brake, hydraulic brake, these are the various types of the absorption type dynamometers. Getting, so what is the absorption type dynamometer? So the dynamometer which measure and absorb the power output of the engine, getting the dynamometer which absorb and measure the power output of the engine to which they are coupled is known as the absorption type dynamometer. So in Prony brake as well as rope brake and hydraulic brake, these dynamometers are coupled with the engine, and by that way it going to measure and absorb the power. Getting, so in that way this Prony brake, rope brake and hydraulic brake, these are the types of the absorption transmission dynamometers are also known as rope brake, hydraulic brake, torque meters, none of the mentioned. So as in the previous question we are discussed, so rope brake, hydraulic brake, these are the absorption type dynamometers, they are not the transmission dynamometers. So obviously the correct option is torque meter is the correct option. So transmission dynamometers are also known as the torque meters. So what is the transmission dynamometers? So in transmission dynamometers, the power is transmitted to the load coupled to the engine after it is indicated as on some type of scale. Getting, in transmission dynamometers, the power is transmitted to the load coupled to the engine after it is indicated on some type of the scale, that is known as the transmission dynamometer. So torque meter is also known as the transmission dynamometer. Next, the frictional power is given by friction power is equal to brake power minus indicated power, friction power is equal to indicated power minus brake power, friction power is equal to brake power divided by indicated power, friction power is equal to indicated power divided by brake power. So the correct option is option B, friction power is equal to indicated power minus brake power, because the friction power is the difference between the indicated power and brake power. Next, so numerical also that is to be asked in the MCQs. So here this numerical is to be asked frequently in the university examination so many times. Same example, a single cylinder 4-stroke cycle oil engine is fitted with rope brake. The diameter of the brake wheel is 600 mm and the rope diameter is 26 mm. The dead load on the brake is 200 Newton and the spring balance reading is 13 Newton. If the engine run at 450 rpm, what will be the brake power of the engine? So here options are given: 2 kilowatt, 2.5 kilowatt, 3 kilowatt, 3.5 kilowatt. So here solution is to be shown briefly, as well as we are going to we are already provided on the classroom, our Google Classroom also in the notes soft copies. So here first identify the given data. So dB stands for the brake wheel diameter 600 mm. This dB, that is the brake wheel diameter 600 mm. We have to convert into the meter, it becomes 0.6 meter. Then small d represents the rope diameter is 26 mm, convert into the meter 0.026 meter. Then brake load is 200 Newton, that is W is a brake load. The spring reading, spring balance reading, small s, this S, that is a spring balance reading 30 Newton. Engine RPM N, capital N, it is a 450 RPM. So as we know that brake power is equal to twice pi nt divided by 60,000, as equal to, again rearranging terms, is equal to twice pi n, again R effective into bracket W minus S divided by 60,000. So here this R, that is a radius, average radius of this brake drum, this brake wheel and the rope diameter. So dB by 2, that is the radius of this brake wheel, plus d by 2 radius of the rope. So that will give the average radius, getting effective radius. So dB by 2 plus d by 2. So here putting the values of dB and d in terms of meter, so it comes 0.313 meter. So here twice pi n is with us 450, R effective calculated 0.313 meter, W is given 200, S is given 30 Newton. So put all these values, then you got the answer 2.5 kilowatt. So that is the brake power of the engine is a 2.5 kilowatt. Next, the basic measurement and testing parameters are friction power, indicated power, brake power, all of the mentioned. So the answer is all of the mentioned. So as we know that there are different basic measurement and testing parameters are there, out of which the power output is important one. So in the power output, the friction power comes, indicated power comes, as well as brake power also comes in the power output. So besides this power output, there are so many parameters are there. For example, mechanical efficiency, specific output, volumetric efficiency, air fuel ratio, specific weight, brake specific fuel consumption, mean effective pressure. So many of these parameters are also to be in the case of the measurement and testing of the engine. But for this question, all these parameters are the basic measurement and testing parameters. So answer is all of the mentioned. So next, the ratio of brake power to the indicated power is called, the ratio of brake power to the indicated power is called mechanical efficiency, overall efficiency, indicated thermal efficiency, volumetric efficiency. So the answer is mechanical efficiency. Getting answer is mechanical efficiency. So mechanical efficiency is a dimensionless number of that measures the effectiveness of machine in transforming the power input to the device to power output. So ratio of brake power to indicated power is called mechanical efficiency. Next, the indicated power for multi-cylinder engine will be same as that of the single cylinder engine. So statement is true or false. So statement is a false. So indicated power of multi-cylinder engine is always greater than single cylinder engine. Getting indicated power of multi-cylinder engine is always greater than single cylinder engine. Getting, so the statement is a false. Next, if the speed of the engine is increased, the indicated power will be increase or decrease. So it is obviously increase. Speed is directly proportional to the indicated power. Getting, speed is directly proportional to the indicated power. So when the speed of the engine is increased, when the speed of the engine is increased, the indicated power will also increase. Getting, indicated power will also increase. Next, the Morse test, the engine is first run at required speed by adjusting the throttle in CI engine, SI engine, all of the mention, none of the mention. So as we know that when performing the Morse test, so when performing the Morse test, the engine is first run at the required speed. Getting, when performing the Morse test, the engine first run at required speed by adjusting the throttle in SI engine. The answer is in SI engine. Getting, whereas the pump rack adjusted in case of CI engine. Getting, but here the answer is SI engine. If here they are going to mention adjusted the fuel rack, getting adjusted the pump fuel rack, then the answer is C engine. Getting, then the answer is C engine. But as it is mentioned that adjusting the throttle, as we know that the throttle valve is to be used in the SI engine, not in the C engine. So obviously the answer is the SI engine. Next, data dash is also known as the fuel rate extrapolation method, Morse test, motoring test, Williams line method, retardation test. So answer is C. Williams line method is also known as fuel rate extrapolation method. So as we know that Williams line method is used to calculate the brake power. Getting, so in this method we are going to draw a graph. We take the brake power in kilowatt on the x-axis, correct, and the fuel flow rate in terms of kg per hour on y-axis, on a condition that engine is running at constant speed. Getting, so this Williams line method is also known as the fuel rate extrapolation method. Next, the Morse test is applicable only to single cylinder engine, single cylinder SI engine, single cylinder CI engine, multi cylinder SI engine, both single and multi cylinder SI and CI engines. So Morse test is used to measure the indicated power from multi cylinder engine, no matter what it is SI engine or CI engine. Getting, so highlight this, Morse test is applicable only to multi cylinder engines, no matter what it is a SI engine or CI engine. So if you read the options carefully in this case, so single cylinder SI engine, it is not applicable, single cylinder CI engine not applicable, multi cylinder SI engine, yes it is applicable, both single multi cylinder SI and CI engines, it is not applicable. Getting, so both single, if we are going to eliminate this single, delete, so only multi cylinder SI CI engine, yes, so it is correct, but here both single and multi cylinder SI CI engines, so this is a wrong. So multi cylinder SI engine, it is a correct, or multi cylinder CI engine, if it is given, it is also correct. So maybe they are going to mention single cylinder SI engine, here multi cylinder CI engine, multi cylinder SI engine, and lastly they go both B and C. So in that case both B and C also, it is a correct. But here if you are focusing only on this question, so in this multi cylinder SI engine the correct answer. Next, the Prony brake is used for testing of small engines, large engines, engines having small flywheel, slow speed engines. So the correct answer is Prony brake is used for testing of the small engines or low speed engines. So as we know that the Prony brake is inexpensive, simple in operation and easy to construct. Hearing, the Prony brake is inexpensive, simple in operation, easy to construct. It is therefore used extensively for testing low speed engines. Getting, it is extensively used for testing of low speed engine. For high speed engine, what problem is going to occur by using the Prony brake is that the band brake shoes are going to grabbing and chattering. Getting, so in that case there is chances of occurring the grabbing and chattering of the band shoe brakes, and therefore there is difficult in maintaining the constant load. Getting, maintaining the constant load, and because of that it is not going to give the correct results in case of the high speed engines. So the correct answer is small engines or low speed engines. Next, Morse test is conducted on, so already we have discussed in the MCQ number 15. So single cylinder engine, multi cylinder engine, weight engines, horizontal engines. So answer is the multi cylinder engines. Next, motoring test on internal combustion engines is conducted to measure IHP, BHP, pumping horsepower, friction horsepower. So the correct answer is brake horsepower or brake power. So as we know that in motoring test, engine is connected to the electric motor and the engine is run at constant speed using the motor. Getting, engine is connected to the electric motor and engine is run at constant speed using the motor. So the power required to drive the engine is given by the power consumed by the motor. Getting so in this manner the motoring test is going to measure the brake power, as we are going to connect the electric motor with the output shaft of the engine, so it will going to measure the brake power, not indicated. Next, which statement is incorrect? So read the example carefully, read this question carefully. Which statement is incorrect? Not correct, incorrect. First, more tests can be conducted on petrol engines, more tests can be conducted on diesel engines, more tests can be conducted only on multi-cylinder engines, more tests can be conducted on CFR engines. So if you read all these four statements, four options. So first, more tests can be conducted on petrol engines, yes, it is correct. More tests also conducted on diesel engines, yes, it is also correct. More tests can be conducted only multi-cylinder engines, yes, this statement is also correct. So these three statements are correct. Last statement, more tests can be conducted on CFR engine, so this statement is incorrect. Getting, this statement is incorrect. So as we know that we are going to conduct the more test to to measure the indicated power. Getting, to measure the indicated power. So this CFR engine, getting, so this CFR is a test developed by the Volkswagen Motor Company specially to test the fuels used with the SI engines or CI engines. Getting, so CFR stands for Cooperative Fuel Research Engine. CFR stands for Cooperative Fuel Research Engine is a leading fuel testing equipment. Getting, CFR engine is a leading fuel test equipment manufacturing company, offers reliable octane and cetane rating unit across the world. Getting, so it going to conduct the fuel rating, getting the fuel rating of the SI engine or CI engine. Next, the instrument used for the measurement of area or pressure volume diagram is known as areometer, clinometer, graphometer, planimeter. So the option D is correct, the planimeter. The instrument used for the measurement of area of pressure volume diagram is known as planimeter. This is known as planimeter. So a planimeter is also known as the platometer, is a measuring instrument used to determine the area of an arbitrary object having the two-dimensional shape. Arbitrary means there is no any specific that shape is with the object, as the cylinder having the cylindrical shape, circle is having the circular shape, correct, cube is having the cubical shape. Likewise the arbitrary object is having no specific shape. Getting, so in that case, to determine the area of this arbitrary object of two-dimensional shape, as PV diagram is a two-dimensional, we are going to use this planimeter, or it is also known as a platometer. Next, a mechanical indicator is used to determine indicated horsepower, friction horsepower, brake horsepower, pumping horsepower. So the mechanical indicator is used to determine the indicated horsepower. So this mechanical indicator is used in the indicator diagram to calculate the indicated horsepower. Next, if the performance of SI engines of different manufacturer having different capacities, sizes and systems are to be compared, on the common parameter would be. Getting, so read performance of SI engine. So various manufacturers are there for manufacturing this SI engine, having different capacity of this SI engine, different sizes of SI engine, different systems are employed with SI engines. So how we are going to compare with the common parameter? Which is the common parameter to compare the SI engine on the basis of the performance? So engine cylinder diameter, brake horsepower, speed, or mean effective pressure. So answer is mean effective pressure is a measure of performance of SI engines of different manufacturers having different capacities, sizes, systems, getting to be compared on the common parameter. So this parameter is a mean effective pressure. So what is a mean effective pressure? So mean effective pressure is defined as hypothetical pressure which is thought to be acting on the piston throughout the power stroke. So if you know, you go through this theory of this performance of the engine, you observe that in mean effective pressure, torque and mean effective pressure are related by engine size. They are related by the engine size. So larger the engine produces more torque. Larger the engine produces more torque for the same mean effective pressure. Larger the engine produces more torque for same mean effective pressure. So for this reason, torque is not a measure of ability of engine to utilize its displacement for producing the power from fuel. So the main common parameter for engines is mean effective pressure, which is nothing but a hypothetical pressure thought to be acting on the piston throughout the power stroke. So these are the different multiple choice questions which are frequently asked in university examination. So here we discuss with explanation, in detail explanation about these all MCQs. Hope you all understood all these multiple choice questions. Thank you.